All right, so Kane, you are playing Mick again. However, you are much older than you were in the previous campaign. You've entered into kind of old age. You're now the Archmage of Spellweaver Academy, and you are still in possession of the Staff of Reality. And through years of research, both on your own and with others, you have figured out how to unlock all the latent magical abilities of the staff. Mick, your character has now unlocked that ability, but you need to test it out. So you've taken some of your brightest and most gullible grad students to go out to a proving ground that is outside of Spellweaver Academy. It's a very large open field, and in that field has been stocked test dummies, which are basically just little scarecrows on stands you can stick out in the middle of the field. You also have live targets, which are goblins, which are in cages, and abyssal chickens, which are also in cages. And the abyssal chickens are kind of small, so they only have 5 health. The goblins have 10. So it depends on what you want and how you want it to be affected. Keep in mind, the staff can do a grand number of things. You will need to be prepared for anything to happen. You also have a very heavy supply of Cure Serious Wound potions and Remove Curse scrolls, which would help with a lot of conditions that the staff can have. So Mick, you're the one that has the staff, and all of you guys have now met him out in this field to start conducting these tests. So you guys can choose what you want to actually test the staff on first. Do you want to do live testing, or you want to do something, or you just want to point it at like a tree?
I want to point at the sun.
Well, Mick is the one with the staff, and he's the grad student. So, Mick, you're the one that's in charge of this.
All right, thank you for coming today, my children. Today, we are going to be learning magic. Yay! All right, so this is the Staff of Reality. Back on my great adventure, where I was the greatest hero, I acquired this. I don't fucking remember, somewhere, some bitch. And today, I will be showing you how it works. Now, this staff is very powerful, and it can do basically anything. So, I would like one of you to pick something for me to use the staff on, and we will see what happens.
Point at the sun.
Maybe
Hey,
one
now-
of these dummies and not the sun.
Shut up, bitch!
No need for such language. I'm the only one who can call people a bitch.
Just gonna say, the logical course of action, Master Mick, is to point this artifact at the sun and see what happens.
Again, Kane, you're the one holding it. You can decide if you want to put it at the sun or not, but for everybody else, what I'm going to have you guys do is to figure out the order that people choose to use the staff. We're going to roll basically initiative. So everybody's going to roll 1d20 in the dice spot channel, and we'll go based on that. So whoever rolls the highest is going to be able to choose the first thing they want to target. Then we'll move on down to the next, and we'll keep rotating until either we run out of effects, we die, or we run out of time. Oh god, Velnos. Okay, you rolled a nat 20. Velnos, Arch, Kane, Purity, then Cham. So, Velnos, you're the first, so what do you want to aim it at?
The sun.
Alrighty, son, you can do this, but you take all responsibility for the actions that come with these consequences. Do you
We're
understand?
all gonna die.
802.
Okay, let me look up, because I have all the effects. So let's see, 802. And you aim this at the sun. The fingers of a nearby randomly chosen creature shrink to 1/2 their normal size for 1 hour. Actually, that means that somebody randomly is going to have short fingers for an hour. I'm going to roll a d20. If it rolls below a 10, one of you guys has to... I'm going to re-roll it, and it'll be one of you guys. If it's above a 10, then it's going to be one of the chickens or the goblins, and it's not going to matter. Okay, it's over a 10. That means a goblin now has nubby little fingers, and he can't do anything.
He has tiny fingies now.
Yeah, he's kind of freaking out right now. He has no idea what happened to his hands. Velnos, that was you. Now it's going to go to Arch.
Well, you see, I am not a little bitch. I will choose myself.
What the fuck did I say? I'm the only one who's allowed to say those words.
So, in addendum, I will choose myself.
Pussy?
Roll the D1000 and tell me what you get.
Seemingly appropriate, it is a 404.
404. You just start screaming error now.
Bring it to me, DM Daddy.
Okay, Arch, you gained 161 pounds. You're gonna stay like that for 6 months.
Oh,
You became fat!
Alright, so he just immediately, as soon as it happens, he just bursts out of his clothes like the Incredible Hulk, but it's just all flab. Now the other thing is you can use one of those remove curse scrolls to get rid of that if you want. You can use that.
I quite like being a Chungus, if you don't mind.
Okay, you're gonna be stuck
Can
like that
someone
for
at
6
least
months.
throw him some kind of sheet for his pants?
So Arch, that was you. Now Kane, you can choose because you're next on the list. You rolled the 14, so roll the D1000 and tell me what you get. And what do you want to aim it at? Cham, will you allow him to aim at you, or do you not want him to?
I'm going to show you something very interesting, but I need your full consent so I can do this.
You roll the D1000 and tell me what the number is.
22.
So what's going to happen is, Cham, I need you to roll a D20. Okay. So this will affect you. It is nothing that is going to damage you, however. Because of the way this works, and I'm going to read you the exact description, Cham, so you know why you can't use Dispel. The caster must succeed at a saving roll or be compelled to sing until their next action. The singing prevents the person from casting spells unless they are trained to cast by song, which you are not. So you're going to be singing for about 20 to 30 seconds uncontrollably. So after that is over, you then immediately stop singing and everybody just kind of looks at you.
I demand he takes his next turn only singing.
All right, so Kane, you just went, so that means it goes down to Purity. You get to decide what target you want to aim at.
I'm aiming at Arch.
Like a man. Exactly.
You're gonna aim it at Arch, he's still a fat mess. Okay.
You're damn right.
So roll the D1000.
I got a 903.
Okay, so you aim it at him, and his clothes, what little clothes are still attached to him, immediately start to change to the color of the environment around him like camouflage.
Well, that's neat.
But I am wearing a thong, and it's currently looking like grass.
Yes,
And it's very uncomfortable.
So Cham, you're the last one, so what do you want
That's
to
some
aim at
advanced
again?
wizardry right there.
I'm gonna aim it at Kane.
You know what? I'll just let him hit me. You know, give him
Okay, Cham, roll the D1000.
let him feel like a special man.
467. Okay. So Kane, you feel your latent psionic abilities activate. You now have mental powers.
Congrats.
So you can read their minds, and you also have telekinesis now. If you didn't already have it before.
All you're getting from me is repeated lines of "I'm too sexy for my shirt," just over and over again.
Okay, so as you guys finish your first rotation, Raka, you're with.
He was smoking weeds.
Oh, so Hoden. Okay, so Hoden just shows up because he just decided to show up because he wanted to visit his buddy Mick. So you guys just testing out the Staff of Reality. Unfortunately, Hoden, that means you can't really. You can ask Kane to use it for you and point it at things, but because you don't have magic affinity, you can't use it. So you're de facto last because I had everybody else roll beforehand. So now it's technically your turn because everybody else is already gone.
All right, Kermit. If Hoden just showed up, he doesn't like that big ball of fat. He's gonna have Kane pointed at that.
You're damn right.
I rolled a 15.
Okay, so I just need to roll 1d6 for just to determine something. All right, so Arch, you begin frothing at the mouth, and the froth is black. You can't really, you're not choking or anything, but you're just like, there's just like black liquid, like foam, like coming out of your mouth. So that continues for the next hour.
Just look at him.
Oh no, fuck that! I'm gonna get a cup. I'm gonna get a cup. I'm gonna like just fill it up.
Cham, are you actually going to drink the nasty shit that is coming out of his mouth?
I'm gonna drink it.
I'm down to clown.
Roll Constitution.
I'm gonna gather a little bit into a vial just for research purposes later.
Okay, you rolled a 4, so you tried to drink it, and then you vomited halfway through and just threw up all over yourself.
Ew.
Handle my sexy.
Okay. Also, you can't really talk while that's happening.
So it just sounds like.
Yeah, it just sounds like.
I mean, I could read his mind.
Actually, yeah, you could. You have the psionics now permanently, by the way. Yeah, so you could read his mind to figure out what he's actually saying, but everybody else can't. So Velnos, it's now back down to you. So roll the T1000 and pick your target.
The Abyssal Chicken, why the fuck not? 973.
Okay, so somebody brings the abyssal chicken out into the middle of the field. There's a little assistant over there. His name's Kyle. So he's just standing over there and he's bringing out the animals as you guys need them.
Kyle, stand right there. Stand by the chicken. Don't move. Keep your hands on that chicken, Kyle. Don't let go or you're fired.
Professor, I remind you that if you destroy a Kyle, you're gonna have to get your deposit back on him.
So here's what happens. A fireball flies out of the front of the staff and goes towards the chicken. However, the fireball doesn't detonate. It almost looks like a ball. And it appears that the magic is waiting for the user to trigger it. So it's kind of like a remote detonation type thing.
Do it. I said kaboom.
Okay. The fireball detonates and obliterates the chicken and the cage it was in, completely searing the ground and making a very black circle. So that is entirely gone. The chicken is dead, and you fired a fireball with that one. That was number 973. Now we're going to go down to Arch is next. You can't really talk right now, although Kane can read your mind. So he can read your mind. So what do you want to aim at? And do you want to aim at yourself again?
I don't think you need mind reading to figure this out. My boy Vort is gonna sit there, stare Kermit in the eyes, just fingers beckoning, bring it the fuck on.
Kane.
I like this one. He knows what he wants.
All right, Kane, aim it at him, and Arch, you got to roll the D1000 and give me the number.
63.
Okay, so Arch, your skin has now become sticky like glue. So everything you touch is gonna stick to you unless you do a roll first to try and pick a dexterity roll to try and do something like daintily. Otherwise, it's going to hold on to you. It does not say that effect goes away, by the way.
I am going to use telekinesis, and I'm going to take Kyle and stick him to him.
I'm okay with this.
Kyle begins screaming as you press him to Arch's sticky skin, and he begins to bind with it. He's kind of screaming, but his back is basically stuck to him, so it's kind of like he's trying to run away, but he can't.
Stop screaming. We must learn.
Become one with the blob.
Basically. Okay, so next it'll be Kane. So Kane, what do you want to aim at?
Kyle, are you ready for the next one?
Sir, what are you doing, sir? Why am I stuck to this man? This man
Kyle.
is the obese dwarf.
It's fine, Kyle. You'll be fine. Do not worry.
Yes, sir, I trust you. I trust you, sir.
That's
Hold
a bad
on,
idea, but
Kyle,
okay.
Man, I got something for that. Hold on, man.
Yeah, Hoden at this point in his life, you guys are like basically like in almost 70, and you have a shit ton of money at this point because you worked with Bernie Greenstein to start up your drug running business, which has now become legitimate.
Oh shit, so Hoden's like 70? Alright, so out of his pockets falls like a bunch of butterscotch. One of those like Swedish cookie tins, but there's no cookies in it, it's just sewing shit. And yeah, then he pulls out a little bit of a little powder of cocaine. Well, fuck you, Kyle, sniff this.
Hand me some of that, bitch. It's been a while since I got fucked up.
Man. No, Kermit, you can't have no. This is special. This is special powder for
Fucking
only
give
people
me
who are
something.
being abused by Kermit.
Okay,
Give me
so-
something, man.
So Kyle rolled a 10, so he took it okay. So Kane, now you need to roll your D1000 to figure out what you actually do to Kyle.
Fantastic. 455.
Kyle's right eye pops out of his head and hangs there. He starts freaking the fuck out.
Oh my god!
Kyle,
Right,
Kyle,
not gonna
tell
lie,
me.
bro.
can
I don't
you
think
still
the cocaine's
see?
gonna help with that.
Oh god, I have to put it back in. Please give me a potion. Please.
That is a great question, Kyle. What is your vision like right now?
I can see straight ahead, but I'm also looking down.
What is that like? I must know.
I'm gonna
Yes,
bring
yes,
him a
it
healing
would.
potion because as much as this is enjoyable, we need our test subject to be okay.
So you give Kyle the potion, and he's able to. His hands are free, so he's able to drink it. His eye goes back inside of his head and heals up, so he no longer has that issue.
I'm just gonna pat him on the head and go back to dealing with the abyss chickens.
It's also still stuck to you, or stuck to Arch. Also, Purity, it's now your turn.
Alright, I'm going to, I guess, drag out a cage with a goblin in it since our assistant here is now stuck and useless.
Yeah, you're actually going to have to do that because he can't move.
God damn it, Kyle, I'm docking your pay.
You stuck me to him
How do you know that was me?
because I saw you do it.
Cop.
God damn it!
Just to be an asshole, I'm going to cast Phantasmal Killer on Kyle. It basically like creates an illusion of whatever his worst fear is, and only he and I.
Jesus Christ! As you cast the spell, he begins screaming his head off, claiming that a werewolf is ripping out his insides. At the same time, because Arch is attached to him, he is also affected by that spell, and he begins seeing himself having a massive heart attack. He then begins having a massive heart attack.
Fascinating.
Guys, somebody put a scroll of remove curse on him now.
You can do that yourself if you'd like. You have the
Fine,
affinity
I'll
to
let
do
go
it.
of the cage and I'll go use it on him.
So you read the remove curse spell. Kyle is separated from Arch's back as his skin turns back to normal. He then immediately loses all that weight, and he also stops frothing at the mouth. The only side effect is that his clothes, even though they are now visible, are torn to shreds. So he's basically naked. Arch, would you like to roll for your dick size?
You know what? Why not?
All right, roll a d20. You're average.
Exactly.
Okay, so Purity. So you're gonna aim at the goblin. The goblin is now out there. Now that Kyle is free, he can move those things for you. So you just need to roll the D1000 and give me the number.
615.
As you cast the spell, you see what appears to be a very small dragon fly out of the sky and blast the goblin in the cage with fire. It then proceeds to fly off into the horizon.
Well,
Hi!
that happened.
So that goblin is extremely dead. He is on fire, and he is dead, and he is burning inside that cage. Kyle then also goes out with a scroll of cast water, or shape water, and puts out the fire and removes the dead goblin corpse along with everything else. So that means after Purity, I believe it goes down to Cham?
I'm gonna aim this at the moon.
What is with you and celestial bodies? Okay, you're gonna aim it at the moon. Roll the D1000. You got 666?
I got 666.
I'm gonna tell you what happens even though your characters aren't gonna know what happens. So you aim it at the moon, and nothing appears to happen. However, on the moon, a lesser devil is summoned. He is summoned on the moon. He then proceeds to immediately suffocate and die from the lack of an atmosphere and float away. So you just summoned him basically immediately to die. But you did aim him at the moon, so he spawned on the moon. So that was Cham's turn. Raka, it's your turn now.
Alright, so Kermit, we got a new science project we're gonna start. I got this bullshit weed here. He's gonna place it on the ground. I wanna see if we can turn that into something awesome.
Alright, so Raka, roll the D1000 and see what comes up.
Yeah, you better say that for something for me, though. I want to fucking toke up after this, you know what I'm saying?
779.
Oh my god. Okay, so you did make it very much more potent. A bushel of yellow magic mushrooms grows out of the weed.
Well, that's
Holy
fucking
fucking
perfect.
shit.
That couldn't have worked out better.
That's true.
I'm gonna eat one.
Okay, roll Constitution.
14.
Okay, so you take it pretty good, but you are noticing that some things in the environment are starting to change colors. Like the sky is turning in a very peculiar shade of green, and the ground appears to be turning blue.
Hey, Kermit, you alright, man? How many fingers am I holding up?
I don't fucking know, man. I don't know what's going on.
That was Raka's turn, so now it's going to go back to Velnos. Velnos, what do you want to aim at?
I'm going to aim it at the ground.
You're going to aim it just directly down at the ground. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so roll the D1000 and tell me what you get.
750.
So, you don't damage anything, but in that spot spawns a massive pile of taffy. Candy.
Ooh,
So it's a big pile of taffy, so you can eat that. It's gonna stay there. It's just on the ground. You might want to not eat the bottom part of it. It's probably covered in dirt. But yes, it is a big mound of taffy.
Kyle, go get some taffy.
Yes, sir. It's good. Strawberry.
I'll take some of that.
Who just went? That was Velnos, so now it goes down to Arch. So I'm assuming you're gonna have him aim at you again?
You already know how this one goes, Dungeon Daddy. Bring it on.
Roll the
he's coming
D1000.
up with it.
We're
all
doing
the way from
motherfucking science here.
What'd you roll, Arch?
He rolled 1,000.
Yeah.
You rolled 1,000?
Yeah.
Alright, so let's go down here. Cham, you're gonna get a chance to play a character you haven't played in a while. So, Arch, Cain aims it at you, and immediately next to you, a very large barbarian appears, and he has a Dragon Slayer sword on his back. This is Guile.
Well,
He is one of the greatest heroes of the land, and because you rolled that, he appears next to you and is there to give you some life advice.
Who the fuck is this?
My God, I'm seeing shit, man.
Summon me, Guile.
Hey, dude,
Hey.
what's up?
Hey, holy shit! What's up, guys? Odin, I got some good shit that you might like.
Oh, bro,
And he whips out the lady bong.
Yep, you still have the lady bong. So you guys want to smoke the hallucinogenic green dragon that Raka somehow created?
Let's fucking go!
Let's go.
Everybody roll Constitution.
So Guile got a 20 and Litter got a 19.
Guile, what's the advice that you want to give me?
I will give you one good advice. Don't be a bitch.
Well, that's what I've been doing. That's not advice. That's continue what you're doing.
And thus I shall be off.
After you give your advice, you then disappear and go back to the town of Vesta, where you retired after the previous campaign, and you go back to whatever you were doing.
They say never meet your heroes, and I think they're right, because that guy was an asshole.
To be fair, man, like telling you to stay on the same path is technically advice.
Arch, that was you. Now it goes down to Kane. Kane, what are you gonna aim at?
Alright, listen up. We're gonna make this interesting. All of you pick a number between 1 and 20. Whoever gets closest is getting shot.
Vort raises his hand and says, "The number that you're thinking."
I'm gonna cast reverse gravity on Arch.
Doesn't that make him fly up?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's basically like shooting skeet now, so he's floating in the air. He's not that high above the ground.
As I'm
But
floating,
he's-
this was a serious bitch move.
351. Give it my next turn. You're next.
Damn it.
Okay, so Arch, I gotta roll something first before I tell you what happened. Okay, so you take 25 damage because what just happened was an anvil just spawned above you, hit you in the back, and then smashed you into the ground.
Well, at least it's keeping me down now, you fucking frog.
I don't like your tone, young man.
All right, so Purity, it's now your turn. What do you want to aim at?
I'm gonna aim at, you know what, an abyssal chicken.
Kyle drags out another abyssal chicken. Roll the D1000 and tell me what you get.
329.
So you aim the staff, and a bolt of lightning shoots out of the staff and electrocutes the abyssal chicken to death. And because it is chain lightning, it then spreads to the other abyssal chickens that are there, and you proceed to wipe them all out. You only have goblins left. Kyle is going to go get more chickens.
Hurry, Kyle! Run faster!
Yes, sir. I'll be back. Purity, that was you. So now it goes back down to Cham, I believe.
Oh,
By the way,
no.
Arch, do you want to take a healing potion now that you've been hit in the back with an anvil?
Yes, I do.
Okay, you get your health back. You're back at full health.
You know what? I'm gonna aim it back at the moon. So, what does a 1 do?
Okay, this is going to be funny because I think I actually do remember what a 1 does, and I'm going to double check myself. This is actually going to be really funny. Hang on a second. I got to roll 1d10 to just figure one thing out. Okay, oh, that's ironic. Okay, nothing happens. Because what that spell actually does is it changes the color of the target, and you change the color of the moon to gray, and it's already gray. Okay, so now it goes from him, it goes to Raka. You can choose what to aim at.
Aim it at the university.
You're gonna aim it at the Mage Tower.
Yep.
Roll the D1000.
Expelliarmus. 820.
820. Okay, let's see what that does. Okay, so you don't... I'm going to tell you what happens, even though you can't actually see what happens. So you aim it at there. Everything inside of the Mage Tower frosts over, and the temperature drops to like 0 degrees in there for about 20 to 30 minutes, and then subsides. Now it's going to go back up to Velnos. So Velnos, what do you want to aim at?
The sun.
You're going to aim it at the sun? 251? Okay, hang on a second. Let me just
I'm
write
not
that
gonna
down.
rest until I fuck everyone over.
Fair enough. All right, 251. Because this really wouldn't have much of an effect on the sun, I'm going to say it affects you. Velnos, your character gains X-ray vision for 1d6 rounds, which I'm going to roll now.
He's gonna look at fucking Purity's character.
4 rounds, so that's roughly about 1 minute and 40 seconds. So you have X-ray vision, and it's not see-through clothes X-ray vision, it's see skeletons X-ray vision.
Well, at least you can love her for what's on the inside.
Then next it's going to go down to Arch, and I'm assuming you're just going to aim at yourself again.
I think you know how this goes.
Fair enough, roll it.
21. Blackjack, son.
So he points it at you, and everything within 100-foot radius freezes, for 4 rounds. So time freezes for about a minute and a half. So you freeze and then you come back. So that's what happens there. So now, Kane, it's back down to you. Okay, so you're gonna aim at her.
You there, Suka. Step over there.
Yes, sir?
Okay, Kane, roll it.
823.
So, all of the rocks that are surrounding Purity's character turn into a random metal. Now, I'm going to roll a d20 to determine that metal. Could actually be gold. Okay, it rolled an 8, so you basically find her. She's surrounded by rocks that then transform into solid pieces of iron.
Oh, neat.
Kane, that was your turn. Now it's going to go down to... That would be Purity.
Okay. Can I aim at the frog?
You are more than willing to.
He's a gnome, but yes. 461? Okay, hang on a second. So what happens in this is nothing happens, but for the love of God, nobody fire an arrow at him, because basically what that spell does is it makes it so the next arrow fired at him will hit him directly in the head. Mick, you can also use Dispel to immediately get rid of that.
I like the risks.
I don't know, Mick. You got my money. Pulls the crossbow, holds it sideways.
Yeah, I got your money.
That was one old
I
man
I
playing
left
chess
the
with
money
himself.
for when I fucked your whore of a sister.
Purity, so that was your thing. So now it goes down to Cham.
981 at the moon.
981, and let's see what happens here. Okay, so Cham, you immediately get a very large buff to your health that lasts for a couple of rounds, and you're draining what little life there is out of the moon. Alright, so now it goes down to Raka, I believe. So what do you want to aim at, Raka?
See if you can make those chickens into bigger chickens, and then we can fry them.
You actually can fry them the way they are now, but you can... Kyle has returned with more abyssal chickens. Okay. You can aim at some of the abyssal chickens then and fire it. Roll the D1000 and tell me what you get.
Come on, Tyrannosaurus Rex. 338.
Okay. You see a green glowing aura surround the chickens, and then it kind of engulfs them a little bit, and they seem like they're a little perkier now. You healed them all, if any of them had any damage.
That's very uneventful and totally
You
not
did
what I
make
had in
them,
mind.
you did make them more perkier, I guess, so I guess they would probably taste better. Okay, so that was Raka, so now it's going to go back to Velnos. Velnos, are you going to aim at the sun again?
Do you need to ask?
I just want to make sure.
194.
194? Okay, hang on a second. Okay, you're not friends with anybody there, because you're just kind of like co-workers, basically. But all of your friends, even the ones that you haven't had contact with in a while, all got teleported to the sun and died. You killed all your friends without even knowing it. So you teleported all of your friends to the sun and killed them. Veldos, that was your turn, so you killed all your friends. Now it is Arch's turn. So Arch, you're going to aim at yourself, I assume, so just roll the D1000 and tell me what you get.
Have I become this predictable?
Yes.
Alright. I'm going to slap it down, and I've got 102!
102, okay, that's definitely one I know we haven't gotten. Arch, a green djinn appears next to you and is willing to grant you 3 wishes.
Oh, ho, ho, ho.
What are
This
your 3? He demands your 3 wishes now.
This is delicious. Alright. Number 1, the Staff of Reality has to roll twice.
Just for him, or just for you, or in general?
Forever, anytime anybody uses it.
So, what's your second wish?
Number 2, make me about an inch taller.
You are an inch taller.
And finally, number 3, I don't know, anybody got a wish?
A bigger dick.
He wants a bigger dick. Give it to him.
You now have a bigger dick.
Agreed.
Hell yeah.
Roll a d20 to see what size it was before. You are now above average. And that was your turn, Arch. The genie disappears, and everything is relatively the same.
Now
So,
we're really doing science.
Now it's going to
boys.
go down to Kane. Kane, who do you want to aim it at? You're going to have to roll twice now.
Kyle, go stand over there.
Okay, so just don't make my eyeball pop out again.
I promise
You're
to
back.
try.
Okay, you aim it at Kyle. Roll the D1000.
Okay, first one, 101. Second one, 990.
So I looked it up. All right, so Kyle is being very easily distracted right now because the 101 basically made it so that he was completely distracted by everything around him for the next 10 minutes. The 990 then proceeds to teleport a very powerful magical artifact into his hands, which happens to be the Staff of Reality. He's going to get a turn next.
Oh no. We all might
Go,
run around.
Kyle! Unleash your might!
He kind of looks over at you, and then he hears then he hears one of the goblins complaining about his cage, and he gets really angry and aims it at the goblin. He's gonna roll.
Kyle, remember that time you got stuck to me? Good times.
Alright, so he rolled, the first one he rolled is 803. I don't think we've had that one yet. And the second one is 330. I think we may have had that one. So 803, oh god, okay, I need to roll 1d3. So the first thing that happens is you summon a buzzard, basically. A vulture is summoned immediately next to the goblins, which one of the goblins then immediately grabs and begins trying to eat. And then the 330, all of the goblins immediately grow webbed hands and feet.
Well, that's unique.
Now Kyle has finished and he's regained his senses, so he's going to give the staff back and purity. So what are you going to aim at?
The one that has a hard on for being hit.
All right,
You're damn right.
So you got to roll that D1000 2 times.
516. And the other one is 762.
The first effect is oh my god, you are just having a horrible luck. All right, Arch, roll a dexterity save for a dodge attempt. Okay, I'm gonna say that's high enough because your dexterity is all right. Okay, Arch, that roll is gonna cover it, but every other person you're gonna have to roll a d20 if you're within 60 feet of the person casting, which should be everybody there. So Arch, you're able to roll high enough, so you dodge out of the way as a cow plummets down from 50 feet above and hits the ground, killing itself instantly.
You brought us dinner.
And everybody else, depending on what you're rolling for the d20s, if you roll below a 10, you then immediately fall over.
Do
So
I have
Cham,
to
you
roll as a
fall
caster?
Alright, so you stand up. Cham, you fall down. Velnos, you fall down. Mick, you barely stand up, despite the fact that you're already messed up. But that was what that one did, is it basically just makes you fall down. Which, Arch, if you had failed that, it means you would have just fallen down and been crushed by a cow that does 10d6 damage.
Absolutely. You brought us dinner, woman. Thank you. Finally
welcome.
doing something useful.
So now it's down to Cham.
I'm gonna
You gonna
aim.
aim at the moon again?
Hell yeah, you know who I am, buddy.
All right, you get 2 rolls on this, so do it twice.
Okay, I rolled a 7 and a 296.
What the 7 does is it makes the magic affect you instead of the desired target. So whatever you rolled second is going to affect you instead of the moon. So 296. So let's see what 296 does, because that's what's going to happen to you. You grow claws, horrible black, non-retractable claws. They may be removed by remove curse.
Like Wolverine claws or my fingernails?
No, your fingers become black, horrible-looking claws like a demon creature. That also means your dexterity rolls are going to be shit. They do 2d6 plus 2 damage.
I'm good. These are pretty badass.
All right, you can keep them if you want. Okay, so that was Cham. Now it's down to Raka.
Oh,
Okay, so again, you can choose what you want to aim at, and you're going to roll twice.
Gonna aim it at Cham.
Okay, he already has the claws, so...
Now
he's
we're
already
doing
concentrated.
science.
Let's turn those claws into penises.
Make 2 rolls and give me the numbers. 371, and the second one is
90.
371. Let's see what this one does. So what happens is Cham, the first thing that transpires is at your feet a bunch of flowers appear, like a massive bouquet of flowers along with a card. And before you pick up that card, I need to roll a d10 to see what happens to you. You feel like you might be 25 now, and the card says happy birthday. So you got a bouquet of flowers and a card, and you also were aged by 1 year. So that's what that did there. So Raka, that was your turn. So now it's gonna go back up to Yep.
No,
It's
Velnos.
no. It's gonna go back to Velnos. You're gonna aim at the sun again, aren't you?
Yep.
Or all of your friends, not your family, but your friends, all of your friends.
295 and 407.
All right. So the first one, 295. Okay, the spell is going to affect a random target within 60 feet of the caster. So whatever the next spell is going to affect somebody around you randomly. So the next one is 407. So let's see what 407 does, because that's going to be a random effect, and I'm going to have to roll for people. What happens in this case is, because it's only affecting one random person, I'm going to say, for the sake of the game, so that you don't teleport somebody out, Kyle is teleported to the fire sand waste. And poor Kyle just disappears. You have no idea what happened to Kyle. You just know that he's no longer there. But Kyle appears in the fire sand waste deserts, and he doesn't really know what's going on. He just simply begins screaming. Again, you have no idea where he is.
For the entire game, or?
He's there. He's not coming back. Unless Kane somehow manages to locate him from what just happened, then he's not coming back for a while. He can make his way back up north eventually, but he's gonna have to do it the old-fashioned way.
I mean, to be fair, I do have teleport.
Well, roll and see if you can pinpoint him to teleport him back. So roll a d20. And I'm gonna say that takes your wisdom score because you're gonna guess where.
No, what? That's already a no.
Yeah, no, you teleported a camel. Okay, so you now have a camel there if you want to test
This
on it.
is Kyle now.
Yes, the camel is now named Kyle, and Kyle is now in a far, far away desert. Arch, I'm assuming you want to shoot at yourself again.
You're damn right.
Roll twice and give me the numbers.
249 with a side of a 544, please.
Okay, so we're going to look at 249 first. This is actually very beneficial to you. Your voice immediately becomes squeaky, kind of like Kane's. Like, it sounds like you huffed helium, basically. Like, your voice turns into that.
So I'm going to channel Gene Wilder from Blazing Saddles, then,
okay.
if that's the case.
Now,
Okay.
the next part of this is something that you don't know necessarily. Your character doesn't know, but this is what happened. You became immortal. So when you die, you lose 5 points after it, like you go to -5, but then you resurrect that night at midnight. You'll just rise from the grave.
I didn't feel anything. Wait a
You
minute.
sound like you got your balls cut off.
Sound like Mick.
This is bullshit.
It is. Also, it doesn't say that your voice goes back to normal, so it will be stuck like that. And if you use the remove curse, then you will also remove your immortality.
You know what? I think I'm gonna keep it this way.
Okay, so that's you. Now it's down to Kane. Kane, what are you going to aim at?
You know what? Just because I can, let's aim it at Cham again.
I mean, the last time you only aged him a year and you gave him a lot of nice flowers, so it could be good. And Arch just became immortal. It could be fun. So roll twice.
Okay, I got 939 and 575.
All right, so you're aiming at Cham. Cham, do you have any wooden items on you?
If I had a staff, probably.
Okay, that staff is now metal.
Oh, this
Because
is-
all the wood on your person is now transformed into metal, so it's now an iron staff. Now I need to see what you do for the second one, which is 575. Okay, Cham, I'm gonna give you a reflex save. Roll it. Okay, I'm gonna say you only take half damage from this.
Well, also,
I gotta roll 5 d10s. That's only gonna be and rounded down, so that's only gonna be 9 damage. So as you jump out of the way, molten lava emerges from the ground right below where you were standing and kind of burns your feet a little bit. That's gonna remain there for about 20 minutes.
bitch.
I mean, you only got your feet burned and you got the health potion, so you're right back up. And the health potions won't take away your demon claws. So that was Kane. Now it's gonna go down. Now it's Purity. Now it's your turn. What are you gonna aim at?
I'm gonna aim at.
You know what to do.
No, not you this time. I'm gonna aim just at the ground. Okay,
roll
my
twice.
first one is 835, and my second one is 108.
I know what the 835 does. I need to just go check what the 108 does, because they might counteract. So what happens is you see a massive pile of pastries appear on the ground.
Fuck yeah. I am bringing food every time.
Do you want to eat the pastries?
Nope. Everyone else can
I'll
try
take a
them.
pastry.
Are you just gonna bite into it, Arch?
Hell yeah.
It tastes like sweaty armpit.
Yeah, this tastes like Zuka's cooking.
Because what happens is that
Fuck you.
what you rolled the first time is to, get a bunch of pastries. But the 108 is literally called sweat, which means you just doused all of the pastries in sweat, in human sweat. It's disgusting. However, the goblins definitely want to eat it. So you spawned a bunch of sweaty donuts. So now it goes down to Cham. What are you gonna aim at?
I'm aiming at the sun. Something a little
Okay.
different.
Okay, you're gonna aim at the sun. All right, roll twice and tell me what you get.
498.
498.
392.
All right, we'll look at the 498 first because that's your first roll. Oh my god! Okay, I need to see what the other one does before I tell you what this one does because I don't know how many people you may have killed. Hang on a second. So the second one was 392.
Well, this sounds really good.
Uh-oh.
392 apparently has nothing to do with what just happened. So the first one is you spawned a New Orleans style jazz band, which unfortunately spawned on the sun, so they immediately burned to death. 392, a black raven flies out of the sky and lands on your shoulder, Cham. It appears to think of you in a friendly manner and rubs its head up against yours.
I pet it.
The raven is now your lifelong companion.
Fuck yeah.
So, okay, so that's you. So now it goes back down to Hoden, or Raka. So what are you going to aim at now?
I'm gonna aim it directly at the ground.
Okay, ground name again. All right, so give me 2 rolls.
All right, so 935 for the first one, and then 161 for the second one.
Okay, I don't think we've had either one of those, so let's look up the 935 first and see what you did. Okay, so Raka, you actually summon fire tendrils from the ground, and because you rolled a 161, that means you also automatically know that spell. So you can fire fire from your fingertips, basically, at will.
Well, that would mean Kane could, because he's actually the one who pointed it.
Yeah, okay, yeah, you're right, because he's holding the staff. He's just asking you to aim it. So yes, so Kane, you know how to fire from your fingertips now, and there's also fire coming out of the ground in the spot where you aimed the staff. That happened, so now it goes back up to Velnos. So Velnos, what do you want to aim at?
719 and 299.
So what are you aiming at exactly again? The ground? Okay. Alright, so let's see what this actually does. Okay, so you aim it at the ground, and a circle of fire erupts from the ground around the general area where you're aiming at. It's not close enough to burn you, but it is fairly active. That is the 719. The 299, inside the fire, you spawn a very nice silk set of clothing that then immediately catches on fire and burns. So it just adds fuel to the fire. The fire then goes out after a few minutes. So now it is going down to Arch. So you're going to aim it yourself again, I assume, so just roll your 1000s.
Damn Skippy.
So the first one is a 599, and the second one is a 119.
Alright, so let's look at the 599 first and see how that pans itself out. I'm going to take a look at the other one before I do this, because we might have to test your immortality.
Oh, fantastic!
So let me look and see what 119 does. 119 basically means you get a mulligan, so you get to roll again.
244.
I'm gonna look at the 244 and see what that actually does, because that may negate a few things. Okay, that just makes it worse. Okay, so Arch, the first one actually creates a gallows that you are then in a noose, and it is about ready to drop out underneath you. At the same time, a pride of wolves is spawned around you to prevent anybody from helping you. You have to roll a strength roll to break out of that in order to not get yourself hung. Yeah, you do not do that. Okay, so the gallows go, and your character is hung. And you're just kind of... Actually, no, your neck isn't broke. I'm going to have... You rolled high enough on that where... roll a constitution to see if your neck breaks. Yeah, your neck does not break, but you are very slowly suffocating to death. So those wolves despawn after like 5 minutes, and that means everybody can go and try and cut you down. You are still moderately alive and twitching.
That's
So is anybody going to go cut him down?
I'll go do
I'm
it.
doing a watch.
Alright, so Purity, you go up and you cut the rope, and he drops to the ground in a heap and begins gasping for air. He is not dead, however, he is very, very awake. The gallows does not disappear, that stays there.
I've never felt more alive.
Kane, it's now your turn.
You know, just because Purity said she wants an A in the class, I'm gonna shoot the staff at her and
No,
guarantee
no,
her
no.
C-minus.
I'm gonna use Arch as a shield.
Oh god. Well, I mean, he can't really do anything. His hands are bound still unless you untied him.
Fuck no, he is a shield.
I think she's just gonna
Okay,
pick
you're
me
gonna
up
use
as a
the
shield.
That's fine. So Kane, roll twice.
Beautiful. So
Keep in mind-
637 and 252.
637 is the first one, so let's see what that does. Okay, so I'm gonna see what the other one has an effect, because this may get very ugly depending on what the second one actually does. So because this is aimed at somebody and the first spell is gonna do it, so you and Arch both immediately fall asleep, and I'm going to roll a d20 to see which one of you is affected by this. I rolled a 20, so that means it's gonna be you, Purity. You are shrunk down to 6 inches tall.
You motherfuckers.
This can be reversed by a remove curse spell, by the way.
Can
But you are
someone
both
use the reverse curse spell?
you are both asleep. It is also now your turn.
What the fuck can I do? I'm asleep.
That is true. You are asleep, so they're gonna have to wake you up for your turn if you would like to take it. Kane, you're the teacher here. And Kyle's no longer around for me to control.
Fine, I'll do it.
Okay, you use the remove curse spell. Arch and Purity both wake up, and Purity's size changes back to normal. That also means that Arch's immortality is gone, and that also means that his voice goes back to normal.
I'm sorry, Arch.
You guys also didn't know that he was immortal, so the fact that it was removed is not affected at all. It is now your turn, so you could roll 2.
Oh wait, my target is going to be the Professor.
All right, so what's the first one?
5,
Second is...
230.
So the first one is 5. I need to see what 230 is, because I need to make sure that we're not just compounding horrible things here. Okay, this is going to get really weird. So Kane, I want you to roll a d20 for a dodge save right now.
Okay.
This is going to get really weird.
Oh,
God.
dear God.
Okay. So you get hit with a fireball that does 4d6 damage, which does 12 damage to you, so you're relatively okay. You're kind of singed. All right, so after the fireball hits and you do that, you immediately fall in love with Purity's character.
Nope.
You
Nope.
got to do the scroll, otherwise you can
did
see
it.
that his eyes are physically transforming into hearts.
I got the hard eyes ahi gal face going on.
Nope, I'm throwing that fucking scroll at you as fast as possible.
Okay, you do the scroll, and his emotions fade away into his normal cynicism and hatred of most things. So he's back to his normal old curmudgeon-y self. That was you, so now it goes down to Cham. What are you going to aim at? Are you going to aim at another celestial body?
I'm gonna aim it at Purity.
Okay, you aim it at Purity, and you're going to roll twice and give me the numbers.
754, 69.
Is Arch still within reach to be a fucking shield again?
Yeah, and also he's still tied up. Arch, you can roll strength to try and unbind yourself if you would like on your
I'm
next
gonna be
turn.
holding him again.
Okay,
Nah,
so the
I'm
first one
pretty
is-
okay with this.
Okay, so the first one is 754. Okay, this is just funny, but I need to see what the other one does, see if it's in conjunction with this, because it could be. Alright, so 69. Okay. I need to roll 1d6. Okay, that's a 5. And I also need to roll a 1d10 to see how long this is going to last. Okay, 3. Okay. So, Cham, I'm going to tell you what the second one does first. So the second one makes you grow scales all over your body that are yellow, and that is going to remain that way for 3 weeks. You also now have the black demon claws as well, so you kind of look like a dragonborn. And at the same time, a table appears in front of you featuring a D&D grid, a board, dice, and a DM screen, as well as little miniatures.
All right, folks, who wants to play some D&D? And I'm your dungeon master, Leonard Balthazar.
I want to be a fighter.
You want to be a fighter? All right, let's get your sheet.
You guys are writing down your sheets. The table disappears. It only lasts for a certain amount of time. Okay, so you aimed that at them. So now it's down to Rocco. What do you want to aim at?
Oh, I'm aiming it again at Cham.
Okay, roll twice. 235. I think
And
we've
103.
So 103 is actually very funny, but I need to see what 235 does. All right, so the 235, whenever you open your mouth, colorful bubbles come out instead of your words, and when they pop, then the words come out.
Oh, this is badass!
At the same time, you get explosive diarrhea, because that's what 103 does. Oh, Jesus.
Fuck you, Odin!
Hey man, it was the staff. I had nothing to do with this. I'm sorry, man. You know what? Come by the shop at some point, and I'll hook you up with some stuff for free.
All right, it's now gonna go to Velnos. Velnos, this is your last roll, and then we're gonna go through the rotation basically one more time.
So,
You gonna aim at the sun again?
no, I'm gonna make this memorable and aim it right in my balls.
You gonna aim it specifically at your groin. So roll.
That's a man of quality right there.
8, 5, 2, and 7 on 2.
Okay, I need to roll 1d8 to see what happens here, because this is gonna get really fucking weird. Alright, so that was an 8. Okay, so your groin begins singing, Velnos, and it's going to sing for 8 rounds. At the same time, because you're aiming it directly at your groin, small trees begin growing out of your groin, because you're growing a forest out of your groin. Or sorry, no, it's not singing, it's uncontrollable laughter. So his dick is laughing at everybody. Yep, and that's going to last for 8 rounds, so that's going to be about 4 minutes. Arch, I'm assuming you're going to test it on yourself.
You're damn right.
I'm honestly shocked you're still alive, but let's do it one more time.
The first one is a 331, followed shortly by a 703.
So basically what happens is Kane aims at you, you then switch, you enlarge, so you doubled in size. So
Hell
you're
yeah.
you're like 10 feet tall, or however tall you were as a dwarf, now you're
I'm a
double
mega
that height.
dwarf.
So you're double that height, and you also switch places with Kane, so you two basically teleport into each other's spots, and you grew an extra, 4 feet.
Cool.
Again, that can be removed with the release curse spells. Kane, it is now your turn.
I'm gonna use it on myself.
Okay, roll twice.
Okay, I got 753 and 156.
Okay, that's just fucking funny. Kane, as you're holding the Staff of Reality, it begins talking to you, audibly, so everybody can hear it, and it begins complaining about the fact that all you guys do is point it at each other and laugh about how it almost kills you, and this is so shallow and childish. And it keeps complaining about you specifically for a little while until it stops. The other thing is 156, which I need to see what the hell that does. The entire surrounding area, and I have to roll 2 D100s to see how big this area is. Okay, so the 33 feet around you is turned into desert, as well as the Staff of Reality bitching and moaning about shit. So that was yours. Now it goes to Purity. What do you want to aim at?
I'm going to aim it at Arch, because I'm not fucking stupid.
Do it to me.
664. And 961.
Okay, so 664, so I don't think this one's going to really have too much of an effect on anything else. Arch, next to you, teleports a rather large snake that just is sitting there.
Alright.
It's within 10 feet of you. And then the other one is the 961, so let's see what that does. Okay, this one doesn't technically affect you because you're still basically buck-ass naked, but if you had any fluids on you, like water or ale or a healing potion, it's immediately turned to poison. Deadly poison. But because you don't have any containers of fluid besides your body, and I'm not counting that, it has no effect, so there's just a snake there.
Alright. That's weird.
Alright, so that was Purity, now it's gone down to Cham. You're gonna aim it at yourself?
I'm gonna aim it at my junk.
Okay, roll twice.
611 and 420.
And you're aiming that at your junk. It keeps you in place. It's a hold spell, so you can't move for a little while. And the 420? Okay, I need to roll 1d6 to see what the hell is gonna go on here. No, you rolled a 6, so because you're specifically pointing that at your dick, you begin vomiting out of your penis. For 6 turns, by the way. which is about 2 minutes, so you just have continuous vomit coming out of your dick.
Is that just pretty much coming?
No, it's not. It literally says vomit, so it's not.
Oh, okay, so it's bile.
It's literal. No, yeah, it's literally
Ooh,
vomit.
That's gotta feel great.
Yeah, that probably burns like fuck. Okay, so now it's Raka. Raka, you have the last 2 rolls of the night.
Are there any untouched students? You know what? Aiming at Velnos.
Okay, so give me the numbers there, Raka.
530 and 667.
Alright, so we're gonna go to 530 first, see what that is. So that's gonna be fun. And then I just need to see if that is gonna go in tandem with the 667. this is kind of intuitive. So the first spell is actually going to cancel the second spell out just because of the way that it works. So, Velnos, you become a bear, and I have to roll 1d4 to see how many days you stay a bear. So you stay a bear for 2 days, but you can talk. But the problem is the second one was actually polymorph, and it was supposed to polymorph as something that rhymes with his name. But he already was polymorphed into a bear, so he's just going to stay you're going to be a talking bear for 2 days. And that's it. So you guys have thoroughly experimented with the Staff of Reality. I don't know how many actual combinations you got. Because of that double up, though, you got a lot of combinations.
You're welcome.
I'm going to roll 1d20 just to see what happened to Kyle. Okay, so Kyle died in the desert. He's dead.